If you still think learning English means sitting for hours and reading heavy textbooks, I used to think the same, and it didn't work for me. But when I changed my approach, things started to get better, a lot better. So in this video, I just want to share my real experience with you. No complicated methods, no fake advice, just what actually worked for me. When I was younger, I went to English classes for about 2 years, but I didn't continue. I stopped, and for a while, I thought that was it. Like, maybe English just isn't for me. But after some time, I decided to try again. This time, on my own. No classes, no pressure, just self-learning. And surprisingly, the result was way better than before. The biggest change I made was this. I stopped trying to study English, and I started trying to live with it. One of the first things I did was watching series. I always made sure I had at least one English series to watch. At first, I watched it with subtitles in my own language. Not to translate everything, just to get used to the sound, the way people speak, the tone, the rhythm. Even if I didn't understand everything, I kept watching. Then, after each episode, I did something simple. I watched the same episode again, but this time with English subtitles. And this part was really powerful, because now I was connecting what I hear with what I see. It wasn't just listening anymore. It became more like understanding patterns. Sometimes, after finishing an episode, I wrote a few sentences about it. Nothing complicated. Just simple things like what happened, what I liked, or what I understood. It sounds small, but it really helped me think in English. Another thing that helped me a lot was listening to podcasts. But not just listening. I tried to repeat what I heard, out loud. Even if my pronunciation wasn't perfect, even if I felt a bit awkward. Because speaking is something you have to practice. You can't just listen and expect to become fluent. One important thing here is choosing the right level. If the content is too hard, you get frustrated. If it's too easy, you don't improve. So try to stay somewhere in the middle. Music was another part of my routine. I started listening to English songs, especially in styles that I actually enjoy. This is really important, because if you don't enjoy it, you won't stick with it. I usually used YouTube so I could turn on subtitles and follow the lyrics. But I didn't just listen randomly. I tried to choose songs that were close to my level, so I could understand at least some parts of it. And honestly, one of the most fun ways I learned English was through games. Yeah, games. Especially games with story and dialogues. When you play those kinds of games, you're not just reading. You're involved, you're making decisions, you're reacting, and that makes learning much more natural. Games like The Wolf Among Us or even Sims can actually help more than you think, because your brain is active, not passive, and that changes everything. I also use some books, but not in a heavy or stressful way. For vocabulary, I used 4,000 Essential English Words. For general skills, Oxford Word Skills. And for grammar, Grammar in Use. These books are simple and practical, not overwhelming. Another thing that helped me a lot was using AI. You can actually talk to AI and practice your speaking. But there's a trick. You have to guide it. Tell it your level, tell it what topic you want to talk about, and ask it to stay at your level. If you do this right, it becomes like a personal teacher, available anytime. At the end of all this, there's one thing I realized. Learning English is not about pressure. It's not about forcing yourself. It's about consistency. Doing small things every day. Instead of doing something very intense for a short time and then quitting. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need expensive classes. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. These were the methods that worked for me. Maybe your path will be a bit different. But if you stay consistent, you will see results. That's for sure.